Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Teach Yourself Math. Sit back to enjoy chapter 2 and our lesson number 7, subtract across zeros. So you will learn the strategies of subtracting numbers. We've done this before, but this time around we are taking it a step further. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, so we're gonna start with this example one. I will teach you the strategies you can use to subtract numbers. Example one, save me of reading this, but take note this is what we want to find. Find 5,100 minus 3,520. So the first thing you're gonna do, let's come to this table. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure you arrange your numbers accordingly. Okay, arrange your numbers accordingly. So that is, I have 5,100 minus 3,520. So this is the first thing. Do not forget that when you are subtracting, the number on top, let's say 7, should be the same or more than the number under, let's say 4. This is good. But if you have 4 on top, 7 under, and you want to subtract, it doesn't work, and you have to do something, and that is what I'm going to show you now. But if it's the same number you have on top, you have under, no problem, it's still gonna work. So let's quickly start this. So, and don't forget also, you have to start from the last numbers, that is the numbers in the ones place. Once, then next you go to the numbers in the tens place. You remember that our place value, then the numbers in the hundreds place, and finally the number in the thousands place. Okay. So how do we do? So let's start with this. We have 0 plus 0. They are the same number, so no problem. 0 minus 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, next go to the tens. We have 0 and 2. 0 is on top, 2 is under. It will not work. And the reason is because the number on top is smaller than the number under. 0 is smaller than 2, so it will not work. Then what do? You have to go to the next door, the next number, and borrow. Please help me, I need your help. So go to 1. Knock knock, Mr. 1, can you please borrow me 1? And Mr. 1 will say, okay, yes, I can borrow you 1. So take the 1 from Mr. 1 and take it to the tens place. So if I put the 1 here, that is 1 and 0 becomes 10. You've taken 1 away. Mr. 1 has 1 only. You've taken the 1 away. What will you have left is 0, which has been written on the top. Okay? So now we can also see, let's complete the boxes. Now we have 10 in the tens place. We have 10 minus 2. So we can easily do 10 minus 2 now. Okay, 10 minus 2 is going to give you 8. So I have 8. So go to the hundreds place. 0 on top, 5 under. 0 is smaller, so we can't do anything other than go to the next door. Knock knock, Mr. 5, please can you borrow me 1? Mr. 5 said, yeah, of course I can borrow you. So I collect 1. When I collect the 1, I put it here to join and give me 10. I've collected 1 from Mr. 5. What will Mr. 5 have left? After taking 1 away from 5, of course it's going to remain 4. So this is the technique of borrowing. I want you to pause the video, rewind the video, and play it back again until you understand what has been done. So in the hundreds column, we can now do 10 minus 5. So 10 minus 5 is going to give us 5. And the last column, 4 minus 3, is going to give us 1. So this is the final answer. So Ahmed class needs 1,580 more dirhams. Okay, so check. Yeah, this is just a way of checking quickly. Let's see. How do you check? Okay, so we have 5,100 as the answer now. So if you had the answer we got, which is 1,580 to 3,520, you should get 5,100 back. Else, then there is something wrong. So that's a way of checking. So let's do it. If we do this, now we can have 0 plus 0, 0, 8 plus 2 is 10. You write 0, remember 1, take the 1 to the top. 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 plus 5, 11. Out of 11, you write 1. The remaining 1, take it to the top. Then we have 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 5. Alright guys, so that is just a check. Let's go to example number 2. So we're gonna do it together again. Sit back, or probably you can try this by yourself and see if you will get it right before you look at the answers. So the two numbers we want to do is find 30,090 minus 22,977. So don't forget to properly arrange the numbers, which is what has been done here. Okay, so we have this and this number. Next, let's start from the first, from the ones column before you go to the next. Okay, we have 0 minus 7. It is not possible because 0 is smaller than 7. What do you do? Remember, go to the next door. Mr. 9. Mr. 9, can you borrow me 1? Yes, I can borrow you. So if you remove 1 from 9, you will have 8 left. The 1 you borrow from Mr. 9, you have to come and put it here. So 1 and 0 now becomes 10. Okay? Let's complete all the boxes. Look at the third one, the hundredths place, value. We also have 0 and 9. 0 and 9, not possible. Go to the next one, the thousands place. We have 0 on top, 2 under, not possible. 0 is smaller than 2. So go to the last one, okay, which is the 10,000s place. 3. Mr. 3, can you please borrow us 1? Yes, I can. Borrow 1 from 3. Removing 1 from 3, you'll be left with 2. The 1 you borrow from 3, put it here, it becomes 10. Remember, we still need what to put here in the hundredths place. So you knock out Mr. 10, can you please borrow me 1? Yes, I can. When you borrow 1 from 10, you have 9 left. The 1 you borrow, you put it here, it becomes 10. And that is it. So now we can subtract. Start with the ones. We have 10 minus 7, which will give us 3. The next one, 8 minus 7, which will give us 1. The next one, 10 minus 9, which is 1. And the next one, 9 minus 2, will give you 7. So this is your answer. The last one, 2 minus 2. Remember, 2 minus 2, the same number, subtract each other, will give you 0. So this is 0, and when it's 0 as the first number, you don't need to write it. So this is going to be your final answer. So we can write it as 7,113. So there were 7,113 more fans. And these are just what we did. The first answer, 3, followed by 1. 10 minus 9 is 1, and 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay. Alright, so this is what we've learned today, and quickly you can try this out. Guided practice. Look at number 1. I'm just going to do number 1 for you and confirm if your answer is correct. Pause the video and try it. So for number 1, I'm going to do it straight this time around. Let's start with the first the ones place value. 3 minus 4 is not possible, so I go to the next door. It's 0. There is nothing I can take from 0, so go to the next door. It's still 0. I can't take anything from 0, so go to the next door, which is 2. I borrow 1 from 2. I'm going to have 1 left. The 1 I borrow, I put it here, it becomes 10. I borrow 1 from 10, I will have 9 left. I put it here, it becomes 10. I borrow 1 from 10, I will have 9 left. The 1 I borrow, I put it here, it becomes 13. Now I can do 13 minus 4, which will give you 9. This is 9 minus 5, which will give you 4. And this is 9 minus 1, which will give you 8. And 1 minus 1, it's 0. I don't need it. So my answer is 849. And this is going to be the end of today's video. Make sure you attempt others. I'm going to see you in our next video. Stay back